Hi everyone, welcome to Megan Sullivan Art. I'm doing a flip through of my video that I've just flip through of my journal, that I've just completed for the Ultimate Op Shop Challenge, that Di and Nat from Junk Journal Junkies Down Under set, and I decided to join in the challenge. I got very inspired, although I did find it very challenging, but I got very inspired and I spent literally from 6:30 a.m. one morning till 3:30 p.m. that afternoon completing this journal. Basically that was yesterday. So I absolutely love what I've come up with. I'm used to crafting with digital kits, so for me it was a real challenge to not only to be able to use just book pages to create literally everything in the journal. I did use a Nutrigrain box for the cover, and a lot of the tags and things have been made out of Nutrigrain or cereal box. So this is the front. So it has a Nutrigrain or cereal box structure, which is the white part. This is some sheeting from a hotel, which I have chopped up and put on the cover. And I've used Daler Rowney Pearlescent Inks to ink this up, matching in the colours of the florals. This piece was from a dress, and I've backed that onto white book end page. Sew on that and glued it down. We've got some avocado dyed secondhand tablecloth that I have chopped up and put on here. This is some stretchy lace that I got secondhand, and I've just run that through the binding there to hold that in. This lace, all the lace you see through the book, I picked up secondhand from Vinnie's literally only a few days ago, and there's a little bit more of the doily. So it is all sewn. There's a lot of sewing in this journal. That's just my thing. It's just what I do. So the whole journal itself, that's the side view. It measures 17 centimetres by 24 centimetres, and we've got a 3 centimetre wide spine with 2 signatures and 148 pages. It does gator mouth because obviously when I've collaged on some of the book pages, they've become a lot thicker, and then I've got all the ephemera, which is thick as well typically, and clipped onto a lot of the pages. Obviously I've used book pages in full, and I've used a lot of end papers in here. I had a lot of beautiful coloured ones. The ephemera is being made using the same book pages and end papers, some cereal box for structure, and then I've got the dress for the focal piece, a nice variegated thread, which you'll see on some of the other pages, so it's pastel colours, and lots of floating pockets, flip outs, flip ups, top tucks, book page ribbons, book page envelopes, and they're empty, so they're the two that are in the middle of the signature, each signature. And this is very stretchy, so it just wraps around, and as I said, is attached, not attached, but just threaded underneath the binding there. So if you don't like it, you could remove it, but it does gator a fair bit. So it's quite a chunky monkey. Alrighty, so going inside. So the inside lining, front and back, is both pictures or plates from the Wildflowers of, excuse me, reaching across, the Wildflowers of the World book, which are paintings by Barbara Everett. And they're just beautiful, and I have kept the description of the particular plate, and I've backed it onto some of that doily. You can see the cereal box here, but I actually quite like leaving that there, and the spine's reinforced with another book page. Yes, I just like to see the origins of where the cover came from, where it was made. So that's those. This is another one of those wildflower book pages, and what I've done here is I've sewn on a piece of end paper to give you some writing space. This is end paper, and I've made like an inked up paper flower there, and the centerpiece has some gold, and you will hear my kids in the background carrying on, just that time of night. Various book pages. This is an end paper. This is from a Wildflower Book of Australia, which I've glued down and made it into a tuck or a pocket, and this is just a bit of collage. Another bit of that ribbon, which I got secondhand as well. It's kind of sparkly, which is pretty. End paper. So I've done a lot of collage over the book pages where there was a lot of writing, basically, to give you lots of space. This was actually from an address book. This is a flip out. So we've got a lace pocket here. This flips open, and I've collaged for writing space, and another bit of collage here on that page. So it does allow you further scope for more collage if that's what you want to do. End paper, book page collage there with some elements, more of that address book. So we've got 2 tags here. This one is made out of a Nutrigrain piece, so it's quite thick. And we've got this image which I took out of a book and I've backed onto book page. We have a clip-on piece here, so this is an end paper. Another image from another nature wildflower book with end paper. And again, I've kept the description of what the plants are. Here we have a tuck which I've collaged, a large tag, and all of these were hand cut out. This is the paper ribbon that I did. Now I saw Liz from the paper, paper project I think it's called, but I will link through to her video creating these, and hers were just all basically text pages, but I decided to use some of the botanical books as well, and I just inked around the text pages and sewed them onto another piece and then glued them onto the pages. Another beautiful illustrated book there. This was just a little pocket that I've created out of a book page, just sewing a little bit of trim down here, and this is some extra pink lace for collaging with. This is from a plant book of the monsoons of the Northern Territory, and that flips up, and I've just collaged over that piece there for more writing. End paper, more paper ribbon. That's that page. Just collaged over here with a bit of writing space. Field Guide to Wildflowers. This is some of the address book paper, and we've got paper ribbon, more collage. Love this purple end paper, that was gorgeous. So these are the little envelopes. I haven't actually glued them down, but then what I've done on the ribbon, the binding here, is put little paper discs there. So if you wanted to close that in just by gluing it up, you could. Another paper flower. This is another clip-on piece which is backed with book page, book end paper. Collage again with paper ribbon. This has just been glued down, that one. This is a top tuck here, made from a piece of book page. This is Nutrigrain box with index and book end paper. This is just address book with a bit of scrap from the wildflower book and from the monsoon book as well. Book page. I'm a sucker for any books on nature and animals and plants that are illustrated. I just can't stop myself from buying them. This is some really old end paper, this one, which I've glued on to create extra journaling space onto that skinny page. More collage. Again. Another top tuck with a Silver Swords of Hawaii image backed onto end paper. See, Charles Darwin University, Alice Springs. So where I've used end papers, there's been some kind of mark or writing or stamping. I've tried to keep that evidence so people can see that I was actually using a book page. This is a floating pocket. So on the back here, we've got a little corner tuck there. That's been done onto end paper. We've got, I kept these from the Nutrigrain box. Remember, I would have seen that on my first video. I've just collaged on one side, so where the printing of the box was. So you can use these as, you know, as tabs if you want to. I've just left the 4 of them in the journal for people to make up their mind on that. We've got a journaling card, The Secret Garden, with some trim at the top. So there's one pocket at the front there and another pocket at the back with a yucca. So there's the tabs if you want to use them. And that just clips onto the side. So all the book pages are relating to plants, and those that weren't, I have collaged over them as well. So you've got a lot of blank space here for writing. Another one from the same Wildflowers of the World book. A book page here that I've put the age of plants and collaged several layers of different flowers from different books on. This is another cereal packet tag with gold lace. And backed on the back seat, it's got page 26 there. Another paper flower, paper ribbons, Another floating pocket. So this is just a single tiered pocket made from a book page about the bearded orchid, and just some long tags. So they've both got trim, which I got secondhand, and both backed with book page. So my boys are getting a bit frisky in there. It's a full moon tonight, and they are special needs boys, so they get quite affected by that. So I'm trying to be quick. Paper ribbon, another book page pocket there, which I've just sort of cut around to shape it up with some ribbon. Beautiful image there, backed onto end paper. Just collage. This one is a little short tag, small tag. Ooh. This came from these were the end papers from one of the wildflower books, which I've used as these side images. Where are we? These. So that was the end paper from that book. It was a map of Australia. Another floating pocket. So we've got some gold lace, book page, the other two tabs, and another book page. So this lace wraps around the side of the tag, which I quite liked. And that's another cereal box one, so it's quite a thick, sturdy tuck, that one there. Tag, sorry, I should say. Some collage to enable journaling space, plant growth and movement. This is a flip out to reveal some journaling space. This is another one of those over the page ones. Bit of trim and a bit of bookend paper there. A corner tuck with two different images with some lace. Just some collage over this. This was had the index of the book on the opposite side. That one is just a collage. This is just a floating journal card. This one is more collage. There's a couple in here. I might have missed a flip actually. Two more flower images there, and they've got an index page on the back of them. This came from the farm kids book that I've got. So a bit of journaling there. Here we are. So this one is a flip out and then also a flip up, and this has got roses on it. So you could collage over those images underneath again. Another flower, a bit more collage. Collage, collage. This one is a flip out and another flip up. This is what looks very old, but it's only from 1983. I think it is. This is actually from a book, like a cartoon book on the Black Stallion. So I've just glued that over some text there just to allow for further journal space. The origins of plants. Another one of those wildflower illustrations backed onto book end paper. So this is here, $6 written in pencil. I've left that on there. This one is just a collage with the paper, more collage. Love the Sturt Desert Peas. End paper. So these pages where I've collaged both sides are actually quite thick. So this is another pocket here. We have a book page here on annuals, biennials and perennials, which I've put end paper on. This is another image which I've just collaged over just put end paper over the text part there. So those two go in that pocket. End paper, kids book page. There's the writing. It says, to Deborah Louise from Mum and Dad. And the end. So there we go. So that's my Op Shop Challenge journal. So I have just recently opened a Made It store. So it might be a few days yet before I actually get this journal up on that website, which is madeit.com.au. But I will post the links to my shop on my Facebook page, which is Megan Sullivan Art, and all the other relevant images that talk about this particular journal. So thanks for watching, and let me know any comments and any feedback underneath in the comments. Thanks very much, guys. Bye.